Guruve Gaura Chanjaya Radhikaya Tadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhuktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpaturubhyascha Kripashinave Vacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Dandavat Pranam devotees. Before speaking anything, I want to offer my innumerable Dandavat Pranam onto the lotus feet of my Guru Parapadma, Nitya Lila Pravishno Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa, Astotara Sattasi Srimad, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, as well as to my Param Guru Devs, Nitya Lila Pravishno Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Astotara Sattasi Srimad Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and also to Acharya Keshari, Srila Bhakti Pragan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, as well as to our entire Rupanuga Guru Varga, and on to the devotees who may be assembled here. So, again, I've been doing these each day. I'm trying to keep the skylight light a little bit out of the frame here, but I've been answering questions, as I mentioned, online, and I've already repeated several times that I just think it's a better format than me typing back many personal answers to various questions that come up, and it allows also the opportunity for other people who may have the similar question or same question to get a response, as well as the ability for senior devotees and other devotees to chime in and to contribute, to correct, or to elucidate on a particular point. So this will be a very short class. I'm trying to get ready to get things together for tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, is Shigora Purnima, and it is a very auspicious day, and so I'm trying to absorb myself in preparation and in everything for tomorrow. But there was a question that came up today. It was from one devotee couple, and they have not taken initiation. Actually, it was twofold. There was a couple, and then there was another gentleman who, again, lives in a different country. And it was regarding how to know whom to accept as a spiritual master. Because normally, people get an invitation, they may start coming to the temple, they may attend some programs, they see various speakers, and because their knowledge base in Krishna consciousness is at a starting point, everybody sounds extremely enlightened and steeped in knowledge about bhakti, and any devotee who is kind, humble, sincere, their persona also is attractive. So how can one tell whom to actually accept as a guru? And because the Shastra says it's important to accept guru, then obviously this is a valid question. To whom should I accept, as guru? So in the Hari Bhakti Vilas, there is a recommendation that an aspiring disciple and Shri Guru should do mutual examination for a period of 1 year. So, institutional considerations aside, the Shastric standard for kind of understanding whom I should accept as Shri Guru, this examination period allows a very important thing to take place, and that is for the aspiring disciples' understanding of Guru Tattva to be enhanced. So not only is that person allowed to examine the nature of his Gurudev's bhajan life, to examine the nature of his Gurudev's understanding of Tattva Siddhanta, to examine Gurudev's affection and even the ability to correct that aspiring disciple. So all kinds of nuances of a guru-disciple relationship can begin to be observed during this 1 year period. So, in the manner of understanding Gurudev's, his depth in Tattva Siddhanta, etc., it means that the disciple is also simultaneously studying, right? It's not that the disciple comes and the disciple just sits and does nothing, and then, at the end of 1 year, they take initiation. So this system allowed, as I mentioned, a mutual examination. Also, the Guru can examine the sincerity of the disciple to take to the process of bhakti. Is the disciples, or aspiring disciples rather, aspiration simply fad? Is it a desire to have a guru just as a means of, my friends have gurus, I also want a guru? It allows the spiritual master also to assess the sincerity of that aspirant before they bring them onto the path of bhakti, which is not, necessarily always an easy path according to a person's karmic karmic portfolio and their impressions from previous lives. They may need a lot of work to be done. And the spiritual master is making the agreement to invest love, affection, time, energy in helping that person to come to the proper path of bhakti, thereby being able to dissipate their anarthas, including their karma, etc., etc., including showing them how to tolerate their karma. Tate anukampam su sumikshamano, this verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, how one should be able to tolerate, especially the prarabdha karma, those things which are manifesting in this life. So Guru was able to guide them through the ability to deal with that. So both mutually examining each other after a 1 year period, the disciple having more knowledge about Guru Tattva is then able to assess, yes, this is the person from whom I should take initiation. There are many sastric references which immediately give the disciple an indication. Tadvidi pranipatena pariprushnena sevaya upadakshantite jnanam jnaninas tattva darshana. That one, during the course of this time, he should humbly approach Sri Guru with a mood of service. And while serving, one should ask relevant questions. So relevant questions means questions regarding the nature of Bhakti Tattva, Atma Tattva, Maya Tattva, right? Guru Tattva. So they should become clear that the questions are valid questions about relevant things to developing spiritual life. And Sri Guru, of course, Upadakshite Jnaninas Tattva Darshana. If he is genuine Guru and he's had darshan, especially of the absolute truth, then she is completely equipped to answer and remove all the doubts of the disciple. So, simplistic way, this verse gives guidance for that. Because Sri Rupa Goswami Pad mentions in the 64 Angas of Bhakti that the first Anga is Guru Pad Asraya. It means to take shelter at the lotus feet of Guru, and then eventually Diksha and Shiksha, and then Vishwambhena Guru Seva. So Rupa Goswami in his Upadeshamrita, he described what is the qualities of that Guru. Vacho Vegam, Manasakroda Vegam, Vacho Vegam, Manasakroda Vegam, Jivam Vegam, Urdhara Pasta Vegam, Etan Vegam, Yovishaheta Dira, Savam Apimam Pritivim, Sa Sisyat. A person who can control the urge to speak means that person who is absorbed internally in bhakti won't speak things which are pratikul to developing bhakti. So they'll speak everything in relation to Krishna consciousness. So that doesn't mean that they don't have any external awareness of the world and they'll never speak anything pragmatically, but they'll speak it from the angle of vision of what is bhakti, what is its relationship to bhakti, and ultimately the benefit of the atma, the soul, right? So the ability to control speech, the ability to control anger, the ability to control the mind and the urges that come in the mind, the ability to control the tongue, belly, and genitals, these things are symptomatic of a person who's qualified to make disciples. So when I first read this verse many, many years ago, I thought, oh, well, here's the template for how to become guru. But actually, the verse is intended to satisfy the query of those who are following Sri Rupa Goswami Pad's instruction to do Guru Parasraya. Now, here are the qualities of that person who is guru. So it wasn't a course in how to become guru. It was really how to find bona fide guru, right? So if one will take verses like this and get elaboration on those verses from that person whom they are aspiring to receive entrance into the process of bhakti through initiation, then they will become more steeped in Guru Tattva, right? If that person whom you're aspiring to take initiation from is either ill-equipped or is reluctant to answer and clarify your doubts with affection, then one should humbly seek out guidance in a different place. Because the nature of Sri Guru is that they are Gyanatva Ganado Bhavet. There's one verse in the 11th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam that says Swato Na Sambhavanti. So Swato Na Sambhavanti means that the jivas, I'll quote the whole verse, Anadi Avidya Yuktasha Purushasham Atmavedanam Swato Na Sambhavanti means that the jivas have been connected with this illusory energy from a time without any beginning, and Swato Na Sambhavanti means they cannot by their own effort extricate themselves from the entanglement of Maya. Anya, it requires another person. And who is that person? They are Gyanatva. It means they are self-realized. Gyanatva and Gyanado Bhavet. And they are compassionately, affectionately disposed towards taking their self-realized position and assisting you. This is the nature of what it means to be guru. So if a person has neither the capacity of self-realization nor the affectionate disposition to help you on the path of bhakti, then obviously that person is not ideal person to accept as a guru or to aspire to accept as guru. So I just in brief was trying to give some idea or indication how to begin to look for someone to take initiation from. By observing the bhajan life of that person, and of course that's a little more difficult now because many people travel a lot, or you don't live in an ashram where you can be with the guru in a personal capacity like it was written during that time when people came and lived in the ashram and they observed the activities and qualities of Sri Guru. So, but as best as is available, we have to try to take an examination period of the person we aspire to take initiation from, and they're doing the same thing, right? Disciple Pariksha, or the examination of disciple, and Guru Pariksha, examination of the qualities, activities, the ability of Guru to remove doubts, which means he should be Tattvagya, means he should know Siddhant, etc. And he should also be Brahmanya Upamasrayam. He should be completely situated, him or herself, in transcendence, ideally. Now, it also mentions, Rupa Goswami Pad has mentioned, there are those who have Uttam Adhikar in their eligibility to practice bhakti. Right? So, Sastra Yukti Suni Punya, right? Drida Shraddha Yandra. They have complete and fixed faith, and they are Shastra Yukti, means they've understood Shastra and the meaning behind Shastra. They are Shastra Yukti. Suni Punya. They're understood completely these things. Well, Uttamari say Taraye Samsara. Those persons also have the ability to help someone to get on the path of bhakti. As they themselves are continuing to unfold to the higher level, they also have the ability to help others. So this is another category. So, but one thing will be prominent in such persons who are in this category that I just mentioned. Sastrayukti Suni Punya, Drida Shraddha, right? Uttamari say Taraye Sangsar. This person also will not have Guru Abhiman. No Guru self-realized guru has Guru Abhiman. What is Guru Abhiman? I am a guru, right? I am guru and these are my disciples. And the concept around those disciples is that they are like my property. So if you see this mood, just as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Taisisha Tava Takiya Savada Guru Abhimana Tyaji. In one bhajan, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, may I always consider myself a Sishya of my Guru Dev, and may Guru Abhiman stay far away from me. So if you ascertain this mood of Guru and the sense that my disciples are my property, and there's too much attachment to puja and pratishta, etc., then one should take notes of caution. One should take note of caution here, like this. So I'm giving advice only because it's mentioned in Sastra. Be careful also not to offend someone thinking that, well, this person matches what Mukunda said, and therefore they're just puja, labda, puja, pratishta, and no. So be very careful, right? Just if you have a sense that this mood is there, then you should just take caution. Maybe you'll speak to other senior devotees, etc., and just being very careful and very humble, right? But if you have this sense, then you should stay far away. One of the symptoms of Guru Abhiman is that, like a Kanishta they cannot appreciate other Vaishnavas, right? In other words, if someone has reluctance about their disciples hearing from other realized souls, that is kind of a hallmark indication that maybe something is not correct. You can get some clarity on why that might be, but in general, that's not a good sign. Rather, Guru should say, oh yes, if this person is actually Tatvagya Vaishnav, he's realized Vaishnav, right? Oh, certainly you should hear from them. In fact, I will go with you and I will also hear, right? And then if there is anything which is not correct, then Guru can correct it. Guru can say, oh, listen, this person spoke this, but this is not accurate, or this is not completely al Siddhanta. So Gurudev can make correction. But if Gurudev has the mood of blocking a person from hearing, there might be an indication that Gurudev is keeping the person from experiencing other Vaishnavas whom they may feel compete with their position as Guru. And this is an indication of the disease called Guru Abhiman. So we want to be careful of that. At the same time, be very careful not to randomly or speculatively accuse people of such things and thereby commit aparad. Right? There may be a Vaishnava and Gurudev may say, well, listen, I'd rather you not hear from this Vaishnava because of this reason or that reason. Now, the Guru also should have the ability to digest questions coming from the disciple. I'm going to give one example. Many years ago, there used to be one devotee and his wife, and they used to come and they used to hear Hari Katha. And one day, the husband came and he said, listen, my wife is becoming a little disturbed because she spoke to one senior devotee, and the senior devotee mentioned, his wife was present at the time, he was talking, and said that, listen, you should not hear from this person so much, or this group of people so much, because they emphasize Raganuga Bhakti. So I asked his wife, oh, I understand the person may have some concern. So what is Raganuga Bhakti? And immediately there was silence, and there was like a really kind of pregnant pause, and she just burst out laughing, and the husband burst out laughing, and I realized that she had heard, oh, they emphasized Raganuga Bhakti, but she didn't even know what that was. So the appropriate thing would have been to say, well, what is Raganuga Bhakti, and why is it that we would not want to hear that, or why is it dangerous for us to hear that, or why is it inappropriate for us to hear that? So the idea of acceptance without any kind of clarification can also lead to aparad, it can also lead to confusion. So this is an example. So we should humbly inquire from a person we aspire to take initiation from. If they say, well, don't hear from this person, don't hear from that person, and they will give us solid reasoning. Just because this person, they say this regarding this Siddhanta, and it is not accepted in the line of Mahaprabhu. They have criticized this person or that person, whatever it might be, right? And then the disciple can still, or the aspiring disciple can still research and try to get clarity and understand, and hearing from that person they aspire to take initiation from, put all facts together and be able to understand more clearly. But just somebody saying, don't go here from this Vaishnava or that Vaishnava, you should, a red flag should go up, and there should be a little bit of caution. Because Vaishnavas, this is not their move. Any bona fide Vaishnava guru, because they're confident that they're giving proper Siddhanta, everything to their disciples and aspiring disciples, then if the aspiring disciple hears from someone else, and they come in, oh, Gurudev, I heard this katha from this sadhu or this Vaishnava, and Gurudev say, oh yes, it's fine. Or Gurudev will say, no, this is some apasiddhantic idea, or you should reconcile, right? Because there may be two different opposing views, and they have to be reconciled. So this is the proper way to go about this. But if you have any sense that there's Guru Abhiman, right, or you see inappropriate behavior, or you see a lack of Siddhanta, then one should, with folded hands, actually respect that person's own unfoldment in bhakti and their own personal level of unfoldment, but one should be very cautious about taking such a person as guru. So I'm hoping that this answered both the couple and the other devotee regarding this. You can write back again if I did not clarify. Also, other devotees may write in the comments, and they may offer more elucidation or clarity about this. This was a simple, obviously, a simple explanation, and I did not want to get extremely complicated with it. There are nuances. And again, you can write for further clarification, or if you want me to, I can make a more deep video regarding Guru Tattva. In fact, there are many highly qualified devotees who already have so many videos on Guru Tattva. I would suggest you just look at those. So, my Dandavat Pranam devotees, all glories to Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, to Srila Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, to Rupanuga Guru Bhaga, and please everybody have a wonderful and joyful Shri Gaura Purnima. Dhanyavad Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaura Hari Ki Jai.